Max Fair, and I have type 1 diabetes. Diabetes has left physical and mental scars. That's the thing about scars. They wear away, but they stay there forever. But I stand here, I'm done with scars. I'm here to educate and teach. Try and stop me, diabetes. I won't give up. I will not be defined by a number.
Hi, my name is Sophia, and I have a type 1 diabetes. I go through some tough times with my diabetes, like dizziness and high blood sugar, but I will not give diabetes my life. Try to stop me, diabetes. I'll not be defined by a number.
Types of diabetes. Type 1, your pancreas does not work anymore. Your pancreas does not give insulin. There is no cure yet. Type 2, your pancreas has been used too much and does not give enough insulin. There are ways to cure it. Type 1 has always been born into children. Usually there is a diabetes gene on one of the sides of your family. Type 2 diabetes happens to children and adults with health problems such as overeating and not taking care of yourself. It can be cured with healthy eating and lots of exercise. Glucose levels. Every diabetic must check their blood glucose levels. You must take a drop of blood from one of your fingertips. When you do this, you put it in your glucose monitor. This calculates how much sugar is in your bloodstream. We check our blood sugar 5 times a day.
Glucose ranges. Normal target range is 100 to 130, and high glucose range is 180 and above. Low glucose range is 70 and below. Ranges differ to different people. Insulin. Insulin is a very important element in the body. Insulin makes your blood sugar go down or stay level while eating food. For diabetics, we find ratios for what amount of insulin we take. Ratios are very hard to figure. Being 12 years old, our bodies are always changing, making ratios very hard to figure. Ratios. For diabetics, we find ratios to calculate how much insulin we take. A ratio is 1 unit of insulin for a certain amount of carbs. So, I'm having 60 carbs. My ratio is 1 to 5. 60 divided by 15 equals 4 units of insulin.
Pancreas. The pancreas is what gives insulin. People without diabetes have working pancreases. The working pancreas can automatically dose for insulin without help. People with type 1 diabetes pancreases don't produce insulin at all because the system attacks it. What brings our sugar up? What things bring our sugar up? Here are some examples. Excitement, stress, eating, lack of insulin, and growing. Food glucose patterns. The following patterns are what things you eat and what they cause your blood sugar to do. Carbs are things like bread, rice, grains, pasta, and potatoes, which are also classified as a veggie. Carbs make your sugar go up at a moderate level over a moderate amount of time. Sugar is in things like candy, chocolate, Pop-Tarts, fruit, and marshmallows. Fruit has natural sugars in it. Sugar makes your sugar go up very fast, very quickly. Protein is in things like chicken, beef, fish, cashews, and pistachios. Protein levels your sugar out. As a diabetic, it is very important to have a balance of carbs and protein. You should back off the sugar. That way your blood sugar looks like that, and not something like this. Ways to give insulin.
Insulin can be received in many ways. Syringes, shots, pen, not for writing, pump, which has a tubing. Syringes. Syringes are needles, and needles hurt. Ouch. You will have to take a syringe and put it in a vial of insulin. Carefully remove the perfect amount of insulin for your specific meal and blood sugar levels. If there are air bubbles in the syringe, that is space where you are not getting insulin. That would make your sugar go up. Pen. A pen is another way of injecting insulin. You take a vial of insulin and put it in the pen. You put a needle at the end of the pen, and at the other end you select the amount of insulin. You inject and push the dial down until it says 0. Pens don't give an accurate amount of insulin as syringes and pumps. Pumps are still involved with the needles, but you don't have to take as many. There is a spot for insulin in a pump that connects it to a tubing that goes up into the cannula. That has to be inserted with a needle. A cannula is a straw. This is where the insulin goes through. This reduces shots but must be repeated every 3 days. 4 major pumps. These are the 4 major pumps showcased by U of M: Medtronic, T-Slim, Animas, and Omnipod. All pumps do the same job, giving insulin. Hyperglycemia. Hyperglycemia is just a fancy word for high blood sugar. Some symptoms are headaches, dizziness, fatigue, hunger, and blurry vision. In severe cases where your sugar is high all the time, you may have to cut off a limb. This only happens in very, very extreme cases. Hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is a fancy word for low blood sugar. Sometimes symptoms are dizziness, confusion, falling down, or passing out. Severe cases of low blood sugar can lead to death. There are many ways to get your sugar up fast, so this is nothing to worry about.
How do I get my sugar down? Activity, insulin, and water. And that's all you got. For example, when sugars are very high, Sophia and I visit the motor room. The motor room has Stairmaster, chair races, and Dance Dance Revolution. How do I get my sugar up fast? When sugars are very low, which is below 70, there are lots of things to get your sugar up fast. Sugar tablets, candy, or anything with sugar that is fast-acting sugar. This is necessary when very low. Is there a cure? Lots of people ask me, is there a cure? When will there be a cure? I've done some research and they cured type 1 diabetes within non-human mammals. They inject stem cells that can produce insulin cells, in conclusion, making a functioning pancreas. This is huge. I'm here to talk about the Step Out to Stop Diabetes event at the Detroit Zoo, September the 12th. You raised money for the cause, to raise money for diabetes research, and it's a great cause. So please support it. So see you at the zoo.